Within the field of behavioral analysis, there is a framework so precise it has been labeled the AK-47 of dark psychology. Over the next 6 minutes, we will break down the 7 specific steps used to decode human signals, establish rapid rapport, and guide the direction of any interaction. And starts. Focus your attention on these 3 specific points to detect hidden tension. Look for a high blink rate in the eyes, a tightening of the jaw, and repetitive movements in the feet. Once you have identified their state, you move to step 2, rapport engineering. This is the process of signaling to the other person's subconscious that you are a non-threatening presence. You achieve this through subtle synchronization. Align your breathing rhythm with theirs and match the general volume and speed of their speech. If you mimic their physical movements directly, you risk appearing unnatural, which triggers immediate suspicion. You can confirm that rapport has been established when their physiology changes. Look for their shoulders to loosen and for their body to pivot toward you. By identifying these hidden tells and neutralizing their internal tension, you create a psychological opening, making the other person significantly more receptive to what you have to say. Step 3 is the authority stance. Command over a room is established through stillness and a deliberate reduction in movement. Project this presence by slowing your walking pace, maintaining an open posture, and keeping your chin level. These movements signal that you are comfortable and in control of the space. To maintain that control during speech, apply a mandatory 2-second pause after the other person finishes their sentence. This silence forces them to process your presence before you deliver a steady, controlled reply. This leads to step 4, suggestion layering. Direct instructions often cause a person to push back to protect their autonomy. To bypass this, you must plant ideas indirectly. Use linguistic softeners and future pacing to make an idea feel like their own. A phrase like, "You might find it easier once you decide to share the details," allows the brain to accept the suggestion without feeling coerced. When you combine physical stillness with these indirect suggestions, you reduce the target's need for resistance, allowing your ideas to take root without ego interference. Step 5 is compliance sequencing. This involves guiding a person through a series of small agreements to build behavioral momentum. Attempting to get a yes on a major request too early usually fails because the person hasn't yet developed the habit of agreeing with you. Use this sequence. Secure 3 micro-agreements on neutral topics, such as the comfort of the room or the clarity of the audio. These small steps create a psychological trajectory that makes a yes to your main objective feel like the natural next step. Step 6 is emotional pivot control. This is the ability to recognize and shift the emotional energy of the interaction. You do this by addressing the root emotion rather than the outward behavior. If someone is being confrontational, labeling the underlying cause by saying, "It seems like this situation is causing a lot of stress," can often neutralize their defensive posture. By establishing a rhythm of agreement and identifying the source of their emotional friction, you clear the path for your final objective. We now integrate all these elements into Step 7, the Phrase 7 script. This is a specific conversational sequence designed to move an interaction from start to finish. Phrase 1 identifies a state. "I see you're feeling pressured." Phrase 2 establishes understanding. "I recognize this isn't an easy situation." Phrase 3 asserts authority. "I want to make sure we move this in the right direction." Phrase 4 anchors the emotion. "I get the sense that something is being held back." Phrase 5 initiates the compliance slope. "Do you agree we both want to resolve this efficiently?" Phrase 6 provides the suggestion. "When you're ready, you'll tell me what's on your mind." Finally, Phrase 7 creates the endpoint. "And I believe that time is right now." Screenshot this list to use as a reference for your practice. Following this precise order creates a predictable chain reaction in the other person's reasoning, shifting them from a state of resistance to one of active cooperation. You now have a structured method for navigating high-stakes conversations. You can read a room, lower defenses, and guide a discussion toward a productive outcome without raising your voice. Put this into practice today. Your challenge is to execute Step 5. Obtain 3 small agreements from a colleague or a client to see how quickly you can build behavioral momentum. Subscribing to the 7 p.m. audiobook channel is the best way to consistently build your understanding of human behavior and interpersonal dynamics. These principles are the tools you need to master every interaction. Like this video and leave a comment below to confirm you are starting your training today.